Swami replied. The student has limited energy in the brain to think and do useful work. Nervousness consumes that limited energy to such an extent that hardly any energy remains to do useful work. As per the first law of thermodynamics, the energy supplied to a system is partly used in raising the system's internal energy, and only the rest is available for doing useful work. Nervousness is like the internal energy of the system. If all the energy supplied through food is used only in raising nervousness, there is no energy left for doing work. The situation will be like a computer with no electricity supplied to it. It has all the information stored on its hard disk, but in the absence of electrical energy, no information can be displayed on the screen. When the student's entire energy is consumed in the nervousness, there is no energy left to display the stored right answers in the brain and to write them on the answer script. The devoted student has prepared well for the examinations and the answers are properly stored in the brain. Studying hard and storing the answers in the brain is the duty of the student. But even when there is no deficiency in the student's effort, the right answers do not come to the student's mind. The student is not lacking the answers, but is lacking the energy necessary to display the answer in the brain, since all the energy is consumed by the nervousness. What's the cause of this nervousness? The punishment of some sin attacks the student in the form of nervousness, even though the student had performed his or her duty of studying sincerely. The fruits of intense good and bad deeds attack the soul here itself. Atyutkatai papa punyaihi ihaiva phalamashnute. The fruits of normal deeds are received by the soul in heaven and hell after death. However, if the soul is highly devoted to God, God will provide some chance for the soul to get reformed. Getting settled in life is essential before reformation. Getting a good education is a prerequisite for settlement in life. Passing exams is like crossing important landmarks in one's education. Souls who are not concerned about God will be attacked by the fruits of their intense deeds in the form of nervousness. One should not blame God in this context because God is impartial in implementing the established rules of the divine constitution regarding the karma chakra or the cycle of deeds. But devotion to God is also a deed, and this deed must also have its fruit as per the rule of deeds. Thus, the student suffers from nervousness as a punishment for his or her intense bad deeds, but as a result of his or her devotion, the student also receives help from God. Such help rendered by God to the devotee is justified based on the student's devotion, and hence it does not violate justice in the divine administration. The same 3 steps described by me above were also preached by Jesus through the following 3 statements. The first statement is, I am in the light. The second is, the light is in me. The third is, I am the light. The first statement says that the divine preacher is a messenger of God. The second statement says that the divine preacher is the Son of God. The third statement says that the divine messenger is God or is the Divine Father himself. Jesus also said, I am the truth, which also indicates his identity with God. The first statement describes a high devotee who is close to God. This is Madhva's dualism. The second statement describes an even higher devotee, which is Ramanuja's special monism. The third statement describes the case of the human incarnation of God, which is Shankara's monism. There is a fourth special stage of the highest devotee, who is even higher than the human incarnation. Due to the devotee's exceptional devotion, God becomes a servant of that highest devotee. Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that propagating divine spiritual knowledge pleases the Lord greatly. Jnana yajnena tenaham. Spiritual knowledge brings about permanent harmony and peace in the world. So join us in sharing this universal divine knowledge of Lord Datta and earn the highest grace of God.